Hi everyone, my name is Michael, and I'm representing Toomedtoo. Imagine growing up, you had the chance to make Star Wars canon, change the way things would be forever. It's better than being able to collect a toy or do anything. You can say, I made this happen. Well, that's what this shirt represents. This is Turbis, and we need to make Turbis canon. The easiest way for me to explain to you the mission behind that is to show you this clip. But I'm going to give you a little bit of foreshadowing, and I'm going to show you these two pictures.
First, thank you for an amazing movie.
Oh, thanks, man.
And
I appreciate it.
an experience that we've had 9 times as a family.
No kidding!
So
High fives!
Thanks
for the thanks,
it
man.
inspired us to put together our own little podcast that we do every week where we get to sit around and geek out about Star Wars.
That's
so
so
thank you.
cool, man. That's so cool. I love that.
Last night, we were eating dinner at a Chinese restaurant, and I opened my fortune cookie, and this is what it said. A lingering question will be answered happily tomorrow.
You see this? You see this smile on my face?
All right?
I'm ready to
So there's a
happily
question,
answer.
and it came up again during this movie, and so I'm sure that everybody in the room wants to know, did Chewie eat the Porg?
Big smile. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? No, he
I
couldn't.
lost that
That was the
bet.
whole
All
thing.
right.
He couldn't. He didn't eat it. He only killed and roasted it.
That seems so wasted to me. All right, it looks yummy.
What is the name of the Porg on the Millennium Falcon?
There's a few, though, on the Millennium Falcon.
No,
aren't
the
there?
main one. I know the
you
one
mean
you're
the
talking
one in the
about.
nest?
What do you think his name is? It's a big moment. What do you think?
Maybe Turbis?
Turbis? Pablo, if you're listening to this live stream, that Porg's name is now Turbis. It's a good Star Wars name. These guys record an awesome podcast called Tatooine Sons. Everybody listen to it.
So that clip pretty much explained it better than I ever could have without taking an hour. But I mean, how amazing is that? Being able to go somewhere and the next thing you know, because of you, there's Star Wars canon. I've only been a YouTuber for a couple weeks now, and they are one of the first people that I heard about. Forget about the fact that you just did an invitation-only viewing of The Last Jedi, but now you get to do a Q&A with Rian Johnson. That's not even a good part of the story. You just made canon. If you want to learn more, hear more, or just get to know these guys, they do a podcast every Saturday. It is Tatooine Sons. They also have a Facebook page, which has recently just exploded. You can find them on Twitter. They are starting a daily podcast. I believe it's going to be about 5 minutes long. It's going to be Star Wars news. That starts March 1st. If you want to pick up an awesome shirt like this or one of their many others and other merch, you can go to TatooineSons.com. And I've only been a YouTuber for a couple weeks now. They are one of the first podcasts I learned about, and I checked them out and was just amazed at how cool it would be to be in their shoes as a Padawan. I think what a lot of it comes down to is just being a good person. Last weekend, I was invited out to meet a bunch of podcasters and artists and their friends and fans, and I was welcomed with open arms. And one of them wrote an article about Fandom that I'm going to share a link to. And it was just so good with everything that's been going on in the Star Wars world to know that there's people that can have Star Wars in common get together for a few hours. Some of them not even talk about Star Wars with each other. It's like the Force is compelling you to just be a good person. And we're not done yet. We still have to talk about Porgs. Besides Turbis, make Turbis canon, none of the other Porgs have names. And we only really know of 4 that were stowaways. I believe Turbis's old name in the Last Jedi Visual Dictionary is Stowaway. Porgs are all very similar. They have a little variation of color, brown, gray, white. The males and females, you can't really tell them apart, except the males are a little bit bigger and they have some orange on them. They can't fly very far. That's why they have to stay on the island. They live close to the edge or on the cliffs. They do a lot of fishing. Once again, the creators took a lot of birds and kind of made aspects of all of them, put them together. Porgs are actually small, but they have a lot of feathers, so they look big. They're light. They can run really fast on the ground, very maneuverable. This is my little Porg right here. It's my little baby Porg. Hi, baby Porg. She thinks I'm crazy because I talk for her sometimes too, but you know. There you go. Porgs are very curious. Although it didn't make it into the movie, there's some art. I'll show a picture of Porgicide. I'm going to assume it was unintentional, but I guess we'll never know. Because of their curiosity, they can be scared off, but they'll come up to you. That's how they ended up making a nest in the Millennium Falcon, and that's why we have Turbis. As Rian Johnson said, there was a little episode with Chewie and some of the Porgs. Some of them didn't make it out alive, but none of them got eaten. I actually have a picture. I tagged someone in the picture who's a vegan as a joke because there's a big debate whether or not Chewie's going to become vegetarian or vegan, or if he's going to stay being a meat-eating Wookiee. They were not amused. I'm surprised that we didn't get more of a backstory or more details about Porgs, because Pablo Hidalgo even said, Porgs are cute. You fall into those deep, soulful eyes. I think a lot of people are going to want a Porg as a pet. And I think we got more information about silver foxes. And speaking of Pablo Hidalgo, he is the one. The Lucasfilms story group are the ones that need to make Turbis canon. Rian Johnson said it. We need Pablo Hidalgo to make it canon. So until that happens, hashtag make Turbis canon. And with that, I said good day. May the Force be with you.
Subscribe.